Ìkòkò tó fọ́ ó ti dèrò àkìtàn o. Mọ̀nàmọ́ná yalu kí oró wọnú ìlú o. Ìtìjú bí aṣọ àkísà lọ́mọ rí o. Ó dọ̀rọ̀ àgbààgbà o. Ó dẹrù fọ́lọ́gbọ́n. Ó dọwọ́ àwọn àgbà o. Oríta o, ìlú àlàáfíà, mo ní tẹ́ ẹ bá débẹ̀, ẹ bá mi kí wọn o. Gbogbo wa la ó fayọ̀ délé. Ẹ bá mi kí wọn o. Gbogbo wa la ó fayọ̀ délé wa. Mo ní tẹ́ ẹ bá rí o, ẹ bá ń káwé róyìn o. Ọmọge awẹ́lẹ̀ wa tó ń dá wa lọ́rùn o. Ilé owó ni ó wọ̀ ṣáyá. Ilé ọlá ni ó wọ̀ ṣáyá o. Ilé ọlá ni ó wọ̀. Ṣèpàdé orí ọkọ ni wọ́n, obìnrin tó níwà tó lẹ́wà. Orí òbí ni wọ́n máa jẹ́ o, mọ́bìnrin tó gbẹ́kọ̀ tó mú lò. Orí rẹ̀ dára, orí rẹ̀ sùn, wọ́n dàbí fẹ́ olórí ọkọ. Orí rẹ̀ dára, orí rẹ̀ sùn.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the African Portal Radio TV, Pretoria, South Africa. This is another day. I'm your regular presenter on the African Portal Radio TV, Khumo Afrika. I greet every one of us today as we have come to live on the African Portal Radio TV to do our usual program, as we always have it every Thursday here in South Africa. We engage our people from different parts of Africa, then outside Africa. I mean, African within and African beyond. So we engage our brothers and sisters who are in Africa as a continent, and we engage our brothers and sisters who are in diaspora. So that is the vision of the African Portal Radio TV for the development of Africa and the Africans. So that is why we are having this kind of program on the African Portal Radio TV. We greet everyone. I say good morning if it's your place, if it's good morning. If you're in afternoon in your side, I say good afternoon to you. If it's evening where you live, I say good evening to you. Also, to our brothers and sisters in South Africa, I say Dumelan, I say Saubonani, I say Ulali Unjani. So to our brothers in southern part of Africa, eastern part of the Africa, I greet you by say Abarisa Muchanda, because we're in eastern part of Africa. So I say Muchana to you there. Also in the northern part of Africa, I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Either you are in Morocco, you are in Egypt, you are in Libya. So I greet you with that sincere greeting. Also back to southwest of Africa, I mean the southern part of Africa. So we say good afternoon to you there. So our brothers and sisters, so I greet you all. So I remain yours, Khumo Afrika, presenting live on the African Portal Radio TV, South Africa. Also to all of us, all of our viewers and our listeners who want to join us on the program. So you can just go to our Facebook page, the African Portal Radio TV International. So you just click on it, you search for the African Portal Radio TV International. Click on it, like the page, then you can share, watch our program and share it. If you want to check us on our Instagram, it's the African Portal Radio TV International. Likewise, on our YouTube page, you just type the African Portal, the African Media House, the African Portal Media House on our YouTube page. If you type the African Portal Media House, you'll see us there. Then you subscribe to our YouTube page. So those are the places where you can get us and watch us live on our program. So today, so as we always do on our program, so we have our guest here that we have been seeing on our poster that we have been posting on our different media. So we discuss about the issues in Africa, the issue, I mean the crisis, the problems we are having in Africa. Those are the things we discuss. Then we can't just be discussing the problem without giving out the solution. So that is why any guest we bring to our program, we give them we give them the problem, they analyze and they give us the accurate solution to the problem being given. So with that, that is why we bring different experts that will handle different issues that is bothering us in Africa. So today we have no other person than one of our guests, our experts in the field. So in person is a the man, our guest lecturer, our guest speaker today that will be having on our portal today, I mean the African Portal Radio TV International, his name remains Mr. RASHEED KAMALDEEN ARISEKOLA. So he's also from southwestern part of Nigeria. So he's an economist, he's a fellow chartered economist, he's also a CEO, Best Brain Management and Financial Consult, also financial controller to National Association of Commercial Commuter and affiliated to United Nations. So that is our guest for today, who will be helping us to profile, solution, and discuss and analyze the problems and the topic which was given that we're going to do justice to today is how to reduce poverty and inequality in Africa. Today, I'm introducing to you our guest speaker to on the African Portal Radio TV this afternoon in person of my able economist, or I will also say my able banker and a consultant in person of Mr. KAMALDEEN ARISEKOLA RASHEED. Good afternoon, Mr. KAMALDEEN.
Good afternoon, the program anchor. Good afternoon to the entire Africans in all throughout the whole world, and a good afternoon, the African quarter for this week wonderful opportunity. And I'm very happy and auspicious to be here to discuss the issue of our own, because Africa is our own. Whatever happens in any part of Africa is actually affecting every African's home and abroad. So without missing words, I want to say a very good afternoon to all Africans in all the 58 countries of the African continent. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you, our guest. As our guest rightly said, that he has been greeting people of Africa, both at home and in diaspora, because we have our viewers everywhere in the world. So they are watching us live now. So before we go to the main topic for today, so I've introduced you. I don't know if I get it right or not, but to my little understanding, I just did a little out of what I have known you for. Maybe if you can just, who is our guest speaker today? Who is Mr. KAMALDEEN? Maybe we just give a brief introduction about yourself.
Yeah, actually, you've done justice to that, at least to some extent. You've really done well. But the person speaking to all Africans this afternoon is no other person than RASHEED, KAMALDEEN, ARISEKOLA, FCC. I'm a Nigerian, resided in your state, but in particular, as the host has rightly said, I am a fellow chaptered economist from the Association of International Institute of Chartered Economists, and also I'm a MD CEO of the Best Brain Management and Financial Consult, also a financial controller to an association affiliated to the United Nations, National Association of Commercial Communicators, and also I'm a consultant to your state government when it comes to transport and logistics in order to ensure that we have a safety safe on our road. As an accountant, as a banker, as a consultant, all we are doing is to make sure that Africa and Africans are doing very, very well. So you have got the introduction very well, and I give you thank you.
You're welcome. As media portrays us in the world, they thought that Africa is a jungle. They said Africa, I'm quoting, is a jungle. Also, Africa children are malnourished. When they show it on the Western media, they show a forest where they say Africans live. They show kids, our children in Africa, those ones that are malnourished. So that is the media perception about Africa. They believe that Africa is malnourished. Now, my question to you, my bro, is that are you truly an African man?
I'm very happy without any of our statement or understatement that I'm proud to be an African man. I'm very, very happy to be an African man because being an African man has a lot of advantage that people don't know. The media out there portray us with negative things. It's so sad today that most of our media houses in the whole world, they don't even give justice to positive things happening in our African land. They always look at the negative side of Africa. Though we have our own problem, we have our own challenges, but despite the fact that Africa, among the continents of the world, is still flourish. Though the
Yeah.
little things that we are facing, it begins to be solved. But the basically is that I want to tell the whole world that I'm happy and I'm very, very happy and auspicious indeed to be an African. If I have the opportunity of coming to this world again, I want to still be an African. We have a lot of things that we should be happy about in terms of weather, in terms of natural resources, in terms of relations, in terms of culture. Africa is very, very on the zenith level in the whole world compared to the other part of the world that you and I know that we don't have all these things. We are naturally blessed and auspicious in this world. But
Are you still there? Okay, so as our guest speaker, I think the network on the side is fluctuating. So till the time he comes back, so he was trying to talk about the Africa, that what we have been blessed with in Africa. We all know that our natural resources, our climatic condition. I hope that those who are out the continent of Africa, you just find time and come to Africa and visit Africa so that you will understand better what we are talking about. Africa as a continent is blessed with a lot of things. You want to look at that condition, is the best in Africa. It's the best in the whole world. We have a moderate weather condition in Africa. So with this, you will see that this issue, I mean the issue in Africa you will see that it's very the weather, the natural resources, and how we have been blessed in Africa. That is why I say if you're outside Africa, just try to get in touch and see, come to Africa, and you will see that Africa is a great country and it's a great thing you would like to join to fix it. So that is why we are saying Africa is the best continent, is one of the best continents in the whole world. So that is why that's what our guest speaker for today was trying to tell us that Africa, if you think in your perception, according to the media perception, that Africa is a jungle. So we'll rather say, in contrary to what has been presumed by the media that Africa is a jungle, we will know that Africa is a blessed country and is a place where those of you that are outside the continent is a place you need to visit and see the marvelous treasures in Africa. Welcome back, our guest lecturer, guest speaker. I hope you're back now. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you.
All right. Okay. Welcome back. I think it's the service from your end that is fluctuating. Welcome back. So, in order not to waste much of our time, let's go to the
That is
main
part of the challenges we face in
point.
Africa. So we should talk it out.
Do you explain? How do you define poverty? What do you think about poverty? If you should just say something about that
Thank you very much. Poverty,
in
that
your
is
own context. So, how will you define
a
poverty?
complex word to define. I would rather give you one or two definitions. From
Okay.
according to the World Bank report, they define poverty that any person in the whole world that is living on less than $1.90 per day, such person can be categorized as being in abject poverty. Or the person that cannot spend up to $700 in a year, such a person can be regarded as being a poverty situation. But from my perspective, from economic perspective generally, poverty can be simply defined as lack of provision to satisfy the basic human needs, provision to satisfy the basic human need of certain people. I mean by certain people is that lack of 3 meals per day, lack of good water, lack of healthcare facility, lack of good road, conducive environment. So anybody find in this kind of situation can be regarded as poverty. So in a nutshell, poverty is the lack of provision of certain things to satisfy certain human needs. 3 things that human need to survive. Are you getting my point now? In
Yep.
Africa, that person can be regarded as poverty. So poverty is something that we look at holistically. Though it's so sad that today in Africa, poverty is being one of the instruments media use to castigate the Africa as being a bad continent. But despite the fact that the Africa is facing this problem, that does not mean Africa is in jamboree. But poverty and the whole world. So basically, what I'm saying is certain basic things. That is what they call poverty. Is the lack of provision to satisfy basic human needs of some certain people. And these certain people we are talking about, I want to tell you, they are the majority because very few people in Africa of today, they are living fine, they are doing fine. But if you computate it based on percentage, we agree with me that majority of people that are living below $1.90 per day, their percentage is far more than those people that are living fine. So that is why poverty today is a serious problem in our continent of Africa.
Hmm. Thank you, sir. Before you move ahead, I will just ask this from your own divination you've given, according to what you've rightly said about the poverty that is a provision of lack of provision to satisfy basic human needs. So if I should ask further that basic human needs, what do you understand? I want you to go deeper on that basic human needs you're talking about. What are those things that we cannot it cannot be provided for that will make somebody to be in poverty? What are those basic human needs?
Thank you, friend. It's a very simple thing, but as simple as they are very crucial to the survival of human being in life. You can agree with me. Anybody that doesn't have 3 meals per day. What I mean is food. You don't have a good food. I'm not even talking about balanced diet here. Something that can satisfy
Okay.
your hungry at that particular time. So that is one of the basic human need that you cannot do without. Access to a portable water is also a basic human need because without water there is nothing you can do. Accessibility to at least primary health care is also a basic need. So to summarize it up, we can say 3 things that are common in life: food, clothes, and shelter. Those are the 3 basic human needs that we cannot do without. So anybody who is lacking of this or doesn't have enough of this that is possible to have, that person is in line of poverty. And I want to agree with
Mm,
you that that is one of the problems, that is one of the challenges facing African continent of today. That's what I mean by human needs. And this
needs.
thing I
Okay.
highlighted, yes, I think this thing I highlighted, there are a lot of people that they have more than enough, but in percentage computation, they are not up to the percentage of people that are lacking in this kind of regard.
Okay, thank you. Before you move forward, our viewers they are noticing something. They say you should increase the volume of your maybe your phone or whatever you're using over there, so they can't hear
I,
you
I've,
clearly. So
I've
okay,
done
I'm
that. I've
seeing
done
it
that.
on my screen. Yeah,
How is it now? Is it better
exactly.
now?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
better now.
Oh,
So I think
okay.
so. People are complaining of the voice and the like
Okay.
that is not
Okay.
louder. Yeah, thank you now.
Okay.
So thank
Okay.
you for that. So you have explained that if you are talking about poverty, it means that person will not be able to take care of his meal per day, and me, he won't be able to get something to clothe on, and maybe to have access to some social amenities. So
Of
in the
course.
society. So if those things are not met, it means that person is in a serious poverty level. Thank you for that.
Serious
So
poverty.
let's move on because if you our viewers, according to the topic of today, which says how to reduce poverty and inequality in Africa, because Africa as a continent is being mentioned as one of the underdeveloped and underdeveloped continent in the world. So that is why we need to solve the problem. We need to go we need to do research and how to go about making Africa a sustainable continent in the world. So that is why we are engaging our guest speaker for today. Now I will go further by asking you this question: that how do you describe inequality? So you have explained to us what is meant by poverty. What of inequality?
Uh, Thank you very much, the my host. Is it poverty and inequality? As I said during my introductory speech, that both are very, very crucial. They are problem. Because when you talk about inequality, we have several ways of inequality in a human life. But basically, that inequality is the situation or level where when some people
Are you still there?
within the same continent. What I mean is that the resources they are making use. Hello.
Hello. Are you
Are
still
you with
there?
me?
Yeah,
Hello.
maybe you can repeat the
The
answer.
definition.
So it's like your line is breaking there.
Okay. Can you hear me
Yeah,
clearly now?
so that people can hear
Can
you.
you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, we can hear
Now,
you
do you
clearly
want me
now.
to repeat the definition?
Yep, we
So, what
can.
I mean by inequality,
Yeah, we can hear you now.
inequality, I said,
Yep.
is another problem in Africa. Although in the whole world, even from
All
the
right.
from the spiritual realm, we are not equal. But despite the fact that inequality is the situation when where some people have more access, opportunities, money, they have
Okay.
education, they have influence, they are even wealthy than other people within the same continent.
Hmm.
That in Africa of
Okay.
today, there are there are many people. We are maybe in Nigeria, maybe South Africa, maybe Uganda, maybe talk of any country, even the smallest country in Africa continent, out of 15 country. Many people, some people have more access to the government or to our natural resources. They are making use of it for themselves more than the common people. Some of them have good education, while majority of our people live in abject poverty. We don't have. They have more money, they have more influence, they have everything. If you sum up all this together, in terms of income generation and realization, you agree with me that more people, some people have this opportunity than others. In that kind of regard, from economic point of view, inequality is the situation where two things are not equal, which means in Africa of today, we are not equal. But the most sad aspect of it is that
Hmm.
this our common resources,
That's
some
inequality.
people are making use of it for themselves better than other people,
Yeah.
and these resources belong to us, all of us. So that is the highest level of inequality of the world, where you and I have the same right, but we don't have the same opportunity. Inequality is the best way I can describe inequality in Africa, and it is obvious, it is glaring that these our common resources are not we are not benefit these resources in the same manner. Though the same law can be guiding us, the same principle can be applied, but when it comes to the benefit or accessibility of those things, we are not equal. So it's the situation where some people, and their percentage are very few. They have opportunities, they have money, they have education, they have good health care, they are enjoying infrastructure facility on our common resources, and while others
Hmm.
are still looking for where to get all those things used. That is the level, that is the way I can describe inequality. From the income generation I told you, many people have
Okay.
income than other, fine. But we are talking about our common, our natural resources, our God endowed resources, that we're supposed to be a beneficiary of these resources equally. But unfortunately, in Africa of today, the reverse is the case. The reverse is the case.
Hmm.
That's why I said poverty and inequality. I don't want to call them the MP, another coronavirus, but they are more deadly than
Hmm.
coronavirus. I'm telling you.
Hmm. Thank you, my for explaining in detail what is meant by poverty and inequality. If I should go by my questions, and so I will ask, why is Africa still in abject poverty? For the fact we have all natural resources to be rich. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello,
Yes, I can
are
hear
you still
you.
there?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, the question I'm asking now is that why is Africa still in abject poverty? For the fact that we have all what it takes. I mean, for the fact that we have natural resources to be rich. Why are we still in abject poverty? Or are we hearing something different from that? Hello? Hello? Hear me? I hope you can hear clearly. The signal. Hello, are you there? So I think the network from the side of our guest speaker is chatting. So we are talking about the issue, the bone of the for today is on the poverty in Africa and inequality. That is what we are trying to do justice to today on the African Portal Radio TV, South Africa. So we are our guest speaker for today is Mr. Rasheed KAMALDEEN from southwest of Nigeria. So he's trying to explain to us about the poverty and inequality in Africa. We all know what is going on in Africa. We all know we want to see if media is really talking, is saying the fact about the poverty in Africa, or media is trying to cajole people of the continent by saying there is serious poverty, level of poverty in Africa. So we want to get a clarification from our experts on that issue. That is why we are engaging our guest speaker for today on the issue of poverty in Africa, then and the inequality in Africa. He has been talking about the access to different opportunities in Africa, to a common natural resources we have, that there are some kind of people who have access to that common natural resources more than others. So that is what he was trying to say about the inequality, that there are some who have access to it more than others, and the resources are not being distributed equally. So if you should check about it, then we'll see that inequality in Africa is something that is saddening. It's something that we need to address in Africa. So I think we are still trying to reach our guest speaker on this topic. I think the network from his side is worrisome. So we are trying to get him back on the line so that we can continue with the program. So we'll still get back to him so that we can continue about the program. So this issue we are talking about, we will know that poverty is a serious thing in Africa, and inequality. People complain about it. People talk about it. I know if you look at it, the sayings that used to go around in Africa is that the poor are getting poorer, while the rich are getting richer. So that is the case in Africa. So with this, we are still trying to reach our. Okay, I think it's coming up now. So it's coming up because the network on his side is somehow worrisome, but it's back to us on our page now. Are you there, sir?
Hello, I can hear you now.
Okay. So so as the
Hello,
network
hello, I
from his
can
own
hear you now.
side is giving us a challenge here. So we are discussing that the poverty and inequality in Africa. As I was saying earlier on, that people used to talk about people, rich people are getting richer in Africa, while the poor people are getting poorer in Africa. What caused this? And that is the issue of inequality in the distribution of natural resources. So let's get back to our guest for today so that we can continue on the program. So with this, we know. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me clearly now?
Hello.
Yeah, I can see this network. Yeah, we can go on like this to avoid that disconnection from your own side. So I can hear you are still discussing about my question I posed to you was that
why is Africa in poverty?
Yeah, that's the question. For the fact that we have natural resources amidst us.
Yes. Okay. Now, for the fact that Africa was blessed with natural resources, it is unfortunate that we are still poverty level in Africa. You want to agree with me that out of 28 countries in the world that are in high level of poverty, Africa continent has 27 countries there. But what are the reasons for this? Number one, based on our knowledge, is that Africa
Hello? Are you still there? Can you hear me?
The factor why Africa is in poverty is lack of proper indigenization strategy to transform the natural resources to the benefit of citizens.
Okay.
What do are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm hearing you now.
So what do I mean by that is that in this continent of ours, we don't patronize our own product, our own branded. Apart from that, we don't have trust in what we can do as an African. We don't have a policy in place that will ensure that whoever wants to transform our natural resources should be an African, irrespective of the country, or that person, that expert, that the person must be from the African continent. That is one of the reasons why, as of today, Africa is a terrible situation, because we lack a proper indigenous policy to make sure that these natural resources given to us by God should be transformed to the benefit of our citizens. If you go to Egypt, go to Nigeria, go to Ghana, go to this, we realize that the foreigners that are not even Africans, they are the ones dominate our own resources that should be the benefit of all Africans. That is number one. Number two is that we have what we call over dependence on foreign countries. Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you live.
Are you there?
Yeah, we are there.
Over dependence on foreign countries. You can imagine that most of African countries today, they over rely on what the grants or the money, the advice, the directive will be coming from these these European countries, these American countries. So that work for us has been lazy. And naturally, Africans were not lazy, but we are over dependent on what foreign countries will bring for us. So that one gave us a strong that gave us that make us to lack knowledge, to lack a technical know-how on how to make the Africans to be in China. Now, China has over 1.4 billion in terms of population. But then you are with me that one of the factors that saved China from this kind of level where they were is that China made use of indigenization policy. All their industries are institutionalized one. So their citizens are in charge of their industry. But the first is the case in Africa. And also, we have another factor called bad leadership. Bad leadership. Bad leadership is this that today the Africans still try to maintain what we call old wine in the new bottle. The set of people that have been in for decades, they are the ones still there now. And from is up to 60 to 70, your level of thinking, your level of reasoning, your head capacity to some extent will have been reduced drastically. But if you look at the whole Africa today, you will see that we are hand in our governance. That is why we lack a way of doing things in a modern society. Africa is facing with these challenges, and it's one of the factors that made us to be in this level, despite we have a lot of natural resources. Another factor that saddened my heart is that we have mismatch of resources between rapid population growth and income. Mismatch of resources between rapid population growth and income. I want to tell you one thing. From economic perspective, population is an added advantage. But here in Africa, that is the case. The more we are growing based on population, the more Africa is being, God forbid, is being set back in terms of how to manage these resources with our growing population. Our leaders in all levels of governance in Africa, they mismatch this. So what we have as a resource, maybe due to maybe lack of knowledge, lack of expertise or technical know-how, most of African countries, they are unable to manage their endowed natural resources. The case study is Nigeria. It's Nigeria. Nigeria has a lot of resources with almost, even let's say 300 million Nigerians. The oil itself can survive Nigeria. Now look at all other African countries. Every other African countries, they have natural resources. Are you getting? Go to Ghana, go to South Africa, go to Egypt, go to Ethiopia, go to Uganda, go to Benin Republic. But for us to be in this level, it was as a result of mismatch of resources between our population that an added advantage and our natural resources. So it's so sad, and it's saddened my heart. It's saddened my heart. Another one that is very bad is that in Africa, while we are in this poverty level, is that lack of proper economic planning. You will see that, for instance, now United Nations, they have what we call a very good planning. From there, they have what we call Millennium Development Goal. We observe that as time goes on, we will not be visible. They now came up with what we call a sustainable development goal. In the African continent, we lack what we call economic planning that can sustain Africans. That can sustain the African based on our availability of resources. We may not have it all, but the one we have now, I want to tell you this counterpart. African and African enjoy themselves without even looking for some. So, and at this point in time, I want to challenge the African Union that they should come up. There should be a attack with United Nations, with European Union, with all these international organizations. African Union too should come up with a reasonable, sustainable economic planning that will take Africa out of poverty. It's so sad, my brother. If you go to some areas, you won't be able to buy your car because of the level of deplorable level of infrastructure facility. And also now, a lot of problems. We know that population is meant to be, and as a leader, we're supposed to match that resources and plan economically well, so that as this population is growing, we'll be able to match this population with our planning. So what I'm saying in essence is that part of the reason why Africa is a comatose is that we lack what we call economic planning. And data quality. Data quality we make us to know that out of 1.3 billion in Africa, we are not 1.4 billion now, based on the United Nations data.
Okay.
We're supposed to have a data quality that will tell us, okay, in so country, I don't want to make it so that I will not need any country. So in so country, the level is 120, 120, 130. So as they are coming to this poverty level, we know, we want to agree with me that there is no African country as of now that have a strong database that can provide information on the level of poverty of its citizens. So all these are not others. If it's coming up, you realize that these are the reasons why Africa is in this sorry situation.
All right. Thank you very much. Are you done?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So you did a great job in explaining why, for the fact we have our natural resources, then we are still in poverty due to all this mentioned, lack of transforming natural resources to better our continent, lack of an international policy like indigenization, how you can indigenize everything over dependent on foreign countries, bad leadership, mismatch of resources to the population, lack of proper economic planning and data quality. So thank you. Those are the factors. So as like somebody has rightly asked among our viewers that just give us some factor that contributed to the poverty in Africa, which you have done justice to. Now that one comes from Mr. Ibiyaku. Thank you very much for that question. I hope you have listened to what our guest speaker has rightly said to your question. So the next question I will just ask is that, why is it that, do you agree to the fact that there is a wide gap between the masses and the so-called elite in terms of distribution in Africa? Do you agree to that fact?
Yes, 100% agree. 100% agree. And the reason is far-fetched.
Okay.
You realize that as an African, we come to realization that the gap between the elite and the masses, in fact, for now, is even more than 100%. And the reason for that is that some of our leaders, once they get to the power corridor, they distance themselves. Another thing, the lacking of certain provisions that we think masses closer to the elite, they are not there. They are not there. Some of our African countries now, in the whole way, in African continent, we only see, you can compare the level of infrastructure facility at the various major capital. Now, in South Africa, go to Pretoria, go to Johannesburg, go to Abuja, go to Lagos, in Ghana, go to Accra, go to Kumasi. I get my point now.
Nairobi,
the infrastructure, go to Benin Republic, and go to you see what I'm talking about. But in other areas where masses are living, even to some countries, not all African countries that are like this. Even in Nigeria, the electricity is not there. So the elite, they are enjoying a lot of things. And I want to see, maybe it's one of our inbuilt attitude that we like always subject our people to suffer. I don't see reason why the Pretoria should look at decent and part of South Africa will not look like that. I don't know the reason why Abuja of Nigeria can look so decent and conducive, and go to the local government, go to the north, and they're not looking at that. So the reason why there is wide gap is that our elites, they see themselves as the masses warlord. That is the reason why, because they are enjoying, instead of the government of all African countries to provide infrastructure facility in every nook and corner of their country, they capitalize or they internalize it. So you now find themselves GRA, you see them in government apartment and the like. Why other people, the masses that brought them to power, will be living in unconducive, unhealthy environment. So the gap is so wide to the extent that before it can float, we will need to adopt a strategy of the Libyan president. Talking about this Colonel Muhammad Gaddafi. When he was there in Libya, you agree with me that the highlight and the masses in Libya, their gap is not wide as this. Because in that period, Muhammad Gaddafi did everything to make sure that every part of Libya is enjoying. Electricity is everywhere. I get it now.
Yeah.
The their level of economic input, direct government direct policy is not capitalized in any part or in one part of the country as we have now. So one of these, the gap so wide to the extent that for our leaders in all African countries now, in the African continent, so that gap becomes a very good task for them. And I want to, at this point in time, want to challenge African Development Bank to come to the aid of our African countries now. Because African Development Bank has a lot of things. Are you getting it now? So it is a part of their requirement or their assignment or responsibility to ensure that development touches every part of Africa. So I want to challenge the president of African Development Bank, Dr. Akínwùmí Adésínà, to please speed up the important action on how that every African, irrespective of your country or where you are, at least live a comfortable, better life. If it's not to the level of the airline, at least they should feel they should have a self-esteem of being an African. So I want the African Development to come to the aid to ensure that development directly touches every part of African continent.
All right. Thank you for that. I hope everybody is listening. I hope our listeners, they are listening to us. And every citizen also now, they are watching the program live on the African Portal Radio TV, whereby our guest speaker and person of Mr. KAMALDEEN is doing justice to the topic of the poverty and the inequality in Africa. My guest speaker, I will ask this question: that what is your stand on the issue of who you know determines your way in Africa?
Oh,
because that is the normal rule in Africa. It's not a normal rule. It's not a normal rule. I want to quickly correct that impression that we should call it a normal rule. It's not a normal rule. In fact, I want to say it's a very bad rule, not normal rule. Anything we call in that perspective, we are talking about justice and fairness. But in this regard now, who you know, so if you don't know anybody, you are nowhere to be found. That is the situation in Africa.
That is in Africa. And I want to tell you that it's not a normal rule. And another factor that portray Africa continent as being underdeveloped. There are some countries in the world, in Europe, in America, in the Latin, in South America, that they don't even have up to the resources we have in honest country in Africa. But for the fact that they are making use of justice, fairness, and so they are doing fine. Any country or any continent of the world where who don't determine what you get, that a continent not move forward because professionalism, merit, expert will not come in. And if all these factors highlighted are lacking, definitely sure the country cannot move forward. Somebody who's not fit to be in any position, and because of his godfatherism, because of the money, because of the influence, because of the inequality we are talking about, he got there. Definitely you can't give what you don't have. That is why African continent as of today is as at where we are. We're supposed to have moved on. I'm telling you, a lot of people that are the technocrats, we have people that are very brave, but they don't know the person that can assist them to get there. Ordinarily, this thing should be open process. It should be committee. So this call for the proper accountability, this call for the openness, and this call for the probity in the starting of responsibility from our leaders. They should not think that, okay, it is my family, it is my friend, it is my political parties, it is my this and that. Let us give whatever I want to do to the person that deserves it meritoriously. Meritoriously. So with that, we'll be able to have a very good output. Because what you put is what we get. So the level of our productivity in Africa is very low. And it's not the fact that we don't have that can do it. But it is the factor that you mentioned, whom you know, that set us back at this point. You can imagine this is our own now, who just got the DJ of the WTO. If not because You can see the level of transparency in that process. I want to challenge all African countries, all African leaders now to emulate transparency, to emulate openness, to emulate accountability and probability in discharging of their responsibility so that Africa will go forward.
Thank you.
Africa will go forward.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for being frank with us, for being straightforward in your response to that. So, because if you at our time now, we have less than 6 minutes to end the show. All right. So I want to ask you another question now. What do you suggest to be the way out of poverty and the inequality in Africa? Because you have listed a lot of facts, discovered it.
Okay. I've been identified some factors possible for poverty level in Africa. Okay. There is no problem without a solution. Okay. One of the solutions I want to suggest to our leaders is that number one, let us have what we call a direct policy intervention. That policy intervention that will be beneficial to our people. I get my point.
Yeah.
So so that all our people that are living will know what government know what to do to create this poverty, this suffering. This suffering is too much on our people. That is number one. Number two is that there should be what we call regional integration. Regional integration. We want to agree with many areas as a country, we can all. So if you have people from South Africa, you have people from Ghana, experts from technical know-how to reach the African continent in terms of business, in terms of technology, in terms of infrastructure. I want to assure you, we get out of the poverty. Another one is that Africa as a continent, think of what should be the realistic exchange rates. Realistic exchange rates. Most of our businesses are collapsed in Africa, and that was as a result of unrealistic exchange rates. Another one I want to provide is that to the they say that according to the United Nations, they say for Africa to live out of poverty, there must go to call structural transformation. Structural transformation. So that one encompasses all aspects of African life. By that, the resources to be structurally transformed, the infrastructure to be put in place, and also technological advancement is another thing to ensure that Africa is out of poverty. Another one is that I would want to agree with me that education is key. Education, Africa to get out of poverty, you must give education the priority itself. If you don't, from the education you get the engineer, you get the doctor, you get all this, get all that.
Okay.
And they are going to look instead for us to have them. So there are many things we can. Above all is that our leaders should always transparent and openness in managing of our.
Hello, are you still there?
Yes, I'm with you. I've done that.
Oh, okay. It means those things you mentioned, they are the solution to our problem of the poverty and inequality in Africa. Whereby you explained that of direct policy intervention by the government, our leaders, they must check it, they must see what is good, what fits our society, not what fits other continent. They must look at what fits our people. Then they engage our people. Then they must also do what is called regional integration in terms of economy. We can't have everything. In the old days, they have what is called trade by barter. So whereby we exchange things within the countries. So among other countries. So we should do the same thing as you rightly said that maybe Ghana has one product.
And also there must be more investment in human capital development.
Okay. Yes. More what, sir?
Investment in human
Development. Okay. Okay. Why do you say so, sir?
In human capital.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here with you. I'm there. So okay. So they must develop human. I mean human resources must be developed. So that's what that one will make us to get out of the poverty. Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that point you have mentioned, that human being must be educated, they must be enlightened. I mean the masses, the people in the society. If we want to get everybody out of the poverty, it means they must be educated, they must be enlightened. It may be through formal setting, through formal educational setting, or the other one. Means when you are economically enlightened, then you won't be burdened to the society. Likewise, you won't be burdened to the government. I think that one is the key to get out of the poverty.
Because if we definitely bring their creativity.
Yeah.
Once you are educated properly, if you bring the creativity, you bring the innovation, so that benefits will be bring up in the African continent, and that will be a solution or antidote for our poverty problem in Africa.
That's it. Thank you very much for that. We really appreciate that. The last but not the least on our program is your advice to our leaders in managing our resources.
Well, as I said earlier, this resources belong to all of us. And if you are opportune to be our leader, then to be our servants. But irrespective of the one they choose, my advice that they should, number one, be God fearing, that they should be just see. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there now. Yeah.
Now, I said my advice is this, that all our leaders will realize that we expect them to be our so no matter the one they choose, they should be God fearing, they manage our. They should deploy the right techniques, the right strategy to the management of our resources. Proper transparency, accountability, quality, and openness be their watchword, so that moving Africa forward, the job, the task is all of us. So an African continent as a whole, by the spirit grace of God, continue to move forward from underdeveloped to developed continent.
Amen. Amen. So last but not the least, to end our program, because if you look at the time, we're exactly on the dot of an hour on the African Portal Radio TV. So my guest lecturer and speaker, I will just ask you your advice to the youth of the Africa as a continent.
Yes. That is a very key. The youth is an instrument as it being used in other parts of the world. Our youth, including every one of us, we should rise up to these challenges. We should participate in governance process. We should ensure that we participate in politics, so that we get the power to get what we want in order to reform the Africa, in order to restructure Africa, to get involved. Youth should not distance themselves from government. We should rise up as a person to criticize them if they don't do well. We should offer a reasonable suggestion on how things should be done. In France now, you are with me as the president of the France youth. So it is high time for the African youth to get involved in politics as a strategy to get to the power, so that we reform, restructure, and we will transform the Africa. Youth should not shy away. Youth should not shy away. It is the high time to get involved adequately, and we will get there with that.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate your effort, as we have been engaging our guest speaker for past an hour on the African Portal Radio TV South Africa. The topic that we discussed today is based on the poverty and the inequality in Africa. Mr. KAMALDEEN has helped us to do justice to today. We really say thank you for coming on our program, and I hope that next time if we call you, will you be able to answer our call?
Definitely, I will.
Okay, thank you very much. This is Khumo Afrika from the African Portal Radio TV, live from Pretoria, South Africa. As we engage our guest speaker for today at the program, he has made mention of the factors that is affecting, the factors that are affecting the poverty and inequality in Africa. He also gave us the solution. Sometimes we just talk about the solution, then now I hope our leaders, they are listening in Africa, they are listening to us. They must help us to do justice. They must check that those um, things mentioned about the solution to the problem of poverty in Africa. We have a lot of things. We have natural resources, we have human resources, we have everything that we can use to develop Africa. If you listen, if you agree with me, you will see those who are outside the continent of Africa. The question you and I supposed to be asking ourselves is that why are they coming to Africa to establish? In which we have our own resources, we are not even utilizing it. The question is, why are they coming to Africa to invest? It means we have our climatic condition, the moderate ones in Africa. We have resources there that can sustain us in Africa, but we are still sleeping. We are still dozing. Our leaders are sleeping. We are also dozing. Let's wake up from our and engage us and engage our leaders, not ourselves. We need to engage our leaders so that they can see that we are being endowed with a lot of things in Africa, so that they can see that it's their responsibility to engage us in Africa, in Africa. That one will make it awesome. That one will make it to be great in Africa, so that we can know that this thing is okay in Africa. Thank you once again, our guest speaker, for coming on to the African Portal Radio TV, South Africa, to engage you. We really like that. And okay, I'm reading from Rosalinda Otero Tranco. She's watching us live from Philippines. He said the youth must get involved in the politics. I mean, our youth. So that's why I asked our guest speaker to advance. We must get involved policy in politics, so that we can do justice to the problem we are having in Africa. Thank you very much. I say thank you for our speaker. Thank you to our viewers and everybody. If you want to watch us, just go to our Facebook page and click on the African Portal on Facebook. Like on our YouTube, we click, we subscribe to the African Media House on YouTube, on our Instagram too, the African Portal Radio TV International. I remain yours. African is our focus, and it's you and I that is between you and I. I remain yours. Khumo Afrika. Till next week, we'll meet again on the same time, the same channel, the African Portal Radio TV, South Africa. Till next week, I say bye for now.
In my journey through the world, over land and over sea, I see different cultures and different ways. I was born where the sun Children crying on the streets, automobiles are making noise, the land is growing dry and weak, spirits dying low. Before fathers are calling me and never tired, never weakened, the pride in me is bursting loose, an African boy.